Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitpack modded Minecraft 1.10 server, and I'm having a great time on here. Do you notice something a little bit different around me? That's right, decided to make an exception. I don't normally play with this, I don't know what you call it, is it connected textures or basically the grass going down the side of the block the whole way? Because it's modded Minecraft, I feel like doing things differently, and I gotta say, this is gorgeous. Look at that going around here. Looks so much nicer now, and I'm really pleased I decided to play with that. Looks like we've actually missed something over here. We need a couple more spruce trapdoors, which we can grab from the inside. That reminds me that I have been working on organising our items and also upgrading my gear as well, which is going to be the focus of today's episode, to do both of those things as well as a few others as well. So my armour is pretty janky and just like random things that I've found. We need to get some good armour enchanted, and also down here my tools, you can see this one has now got haste and this one has fortune. We're up to luck 2, which is basically fortune 2, so we need to upgrade this some more. If you've never seen it before, you need one of these things over here called a tool forge. You put in your tool and then there's a variety of different things you can use to upgrade it. Lapis will give you fortune, so you can see we've got quite a way to go to get to the 3rd level. And anyway, I was talking about getting a trapdoor for the spruce wood. Let's go down below and check out this place. I've made some changes down here. We are now using the RF Tools modular storage system, and these boxes hold 100 stacks of items, but they display things to you differently. As you can see, it's got the name of things. We can actually choose how we want to see them. And there we go. I need to grab 2 of those. We'll chuck those back in. They're now in separate stacks, and I believe there's a button to correct that. Compact equals stacks? There you go. Excellent. I personally like it on this one right here, so you can read all the ingredients. And to help us organise what we're doing here, I've got 6 of them for all the different wood types, which I think probably wasn't the most efficient way to do it. We could have put them all into one, but it's okay. We might change that later on. And then over here we have 3 different things. We've got ores, we've got sort of bulk blocks that you pick up when you go mining, and then we've got our valuables in the middle. So you can see this one over here is full, as by the meter on the front, and that's full of all these sorts of things that you pick up when you go mining. Netherrack for the nether as well, and in here we got our valuables, which look nice and shiny, don't they? I need to grab some emeralds from there because there's something else I want to do this episode. And over here we got our unprocessed ores. Now, I'm a bit of a newbie. I don't know too much about this mod. Maybe we'll investigate it a little bit further this episode. I'm hoping it can get linked up to pipes with a filter system, which we could put around the back of here, and then we could have like a chest to dump off your items. Oh yeah, I did this as well. You can hang up your items on these racks, which I will do right now. And then I'll take it back because I actually want that in my inventory. And this is all stuff that we did on a live stream, and I've noticed that the views on the live streams are fantastic at the moment. Seems like a lot of people are interested in seeing some more hermit packs. If you'd like to see that, there'll be a link to the 2nd channel down below in the description box. If you don't know, that's where I upload my live streams to. So yes, by the way, we'll probably expand this a little bit further in this episode as well. So we're working on storage, organising our items, upgrading our gear, getting geared up, and one more thing, which is this. These 2 items I've been told by several people to upgrade. Apparently one of them will give us a 3x3 grid, and the other one somehow gives us more inventory space, which I would really like. The problem is, some of the stuff here is quite rare. You can see I've got my 2 emeralds, we've got our ender chest sorted out and a crafting table, but we've also got to make some cake, pumpkin pie, cookie. I've actually got the raw salmon, that's been taken care of, and I think poisonous potato is going to be the hardest one to get. But basically this is encouraging us to do some exploration, to find some things we don't have yet, and I'm kind of really looking forward to that. So that is the plan. Well, first things first, my tools need repairing a lot, so I thought let's grab some emeralds for our pick and our hammer, and I've been mining for all but 10 seconds, I reckon, and we found some more. And yes, the nether is full of ores, which is fantastic. You can get lapis, gold, coal, and emeralds, and even diamonds here as well. But that's terrific. We've got 2, 4... Oh, it looks like the fortune affected it. If you're a modded newbie like me, Tinker's Construct is a really great way to get going with a set of tools. And a lot of people talk about what's the best possible tools to get. I'm not trying to get the best possible. I'm just trying to make the ones that I've got a little bit better. So I put emeralds and diamonds on them, and I did an experiment because emeralds will give you 50% extra durability and diamonds will give you plus 500, but it doesn't stack. So if you put on the diamond first, like I did with this one, there's no extra durability to be gained. And also the diamond gives it mining level obsidian, which is really good. We can now mine obsidian with a hammer, which makes a tedious process a lot less tedious. And over here, actually, I want to show you something. We have to type in obsidian sharpening tool. There it is right there. This thing can upgrade your mining level to cobalt. And then when I looked for the recipe, I saw that you could do it with iron here, and I didn't realize this is not the same thing. This one will upgrade your mining level to diamond. And so I put that on our hammer. And I don't know quite what I'm doing here because it says bonus speed plus 60%, which I felt like we didn't get. And we're already at obsidian, so that doesn't do anything. It also doesn't use a modifier. So I went to put the obsidian sharpening kit on it, and it doesn't want to know. So I don't really know what's going on there. It would be nice to mine cobalt, but apparently we can't do that. So I'm not going to worry about it. We're now going to focus on grabbing some diamonds and making some armor. Looking fancy, are we not? Got my diamond armor sorted out, but this is just basic level 30 enchantments. Had to do several trips back and forth from mining in the Nether to get the XP, which I've been getting from quartz. And so some basic enchantments to get us going here, and perhaps we'll do some more as we get more diamonds, combine them together. I was thinking about how good the AFK fishing farm is in vanilla, and it's probably going to be good on here as well, but it'd be really cool if there was a way to automate all of that. There is like an automatic fisher that you can build in this game. I don't know if it works with loot, but what we're going to do right now is go back to focusing on our inventory upgrades, these two right here, and we need to get the poisonous potato. Now, Iskall has been a true hero and told me about something really amazing, which I actually forgot to craft. I wanted to show you how to craft it. This thing is called the Torturino, and I think, personally, it's probably overpowered. We're going to investigate it a little bit. This is the Torturino right here. I've made enough of those clocks for 2 of them, so they are kind of really cheap. Once you've gone caving, got some gold and redstone, and got your clocks, then you're good to go. I was going to build a very big farm over here next to the sugarcane, but I think actually we might end up needing something rather small. What we're going to do is put our water in there. We're going to... Wait, I need that. We're going to put a block above it, and then up here we're going to put our Torturino, and that's just so it's in the middle. And look at that, the particle effect of the torch is a different colour, but you can see the torch itself is blue. This thing's basically going to speed up growth in an area around it. That area can go up to 9 by 9 blocks. Oh, and this is a quark thing, by the way. If you hit it with a hoe, it does a 3 by 3 area. If you hit it with a diamond hoe, it does a 5 by 5. Anyway, let's go like this for now. I brought some potatoes with me. I've pinched them from Wells Night. I'm going to give them back once I've grown enough. And this Torturino should do the trick in helping us grow these very fast. And some of you are going to say, that's kind of overpowered, and you're absolutely right for vanilla, but this is modded. Things tend to go at a faster pace. So if we right click on this, the area is 3 by 3. From what I understand, that means this, that, and the one above. So hopefully it only needs to look at the plant and not the block below. So that's 3 by 3. We click on it again. We're now doing 5 across. So now we're targeting all of these. If we shift right click it, nothing happens. That's slightly worrying because that's the bit where you're supposed to speed up the growth. Do I need an empty hand? Do I need 2 empty hands? Ah, 2 empty hands are required. 100% increase. Guess what? It goes even faster, all the way up to 400%. This thing's totally overpowered. Like, maybe if we can change that with configs, I would request that it gets changed, because I don't even need this whole patch. I could just sit here and do it with one over and over again. In fact, this kind of replaces bone meal, does it not? Which means, with Quark being able to place things down with a dispenser, ooh, I've got an idea. So this area's changed a little bit. Not 100% sure if I like it. I was thinking we could have this panel here and have our steps go down on the far side, which would make the room look a little bit more symmetrical, but sometimes you've got to avoid that stuff. Anyway, what I've realised as I'm digging out space down here is that Minecraft's the sort of game that takes a long time to play, and sometimes there just isn't shortcuts. And what I'm thinking is, I don't want to do all of the decoration down here first of all. I want to build my contraption, and it's probably going to be unavoidable that we will end up rebuilding this at some point, right? So we're not even going to worry about it. We're going to put this here and probably rebuild it at another time. Now, I haven't actually fully tested this, but in theory it works, and yes, that block on the end is too far away from the water, so we'll actually get rid of that right there. We have some farmlands on top of regular hoppers, so we don't need to use anything fancy from the mod pack. Any item that lands on top of there will go down below. That's fantastic. Now, you'll see in my inventory there's actually some other things here as well. Let's pop back up here because I forgot to craft something. How many different dispensers did we just place down? Was it 4? We're going to make these things right here, grated hoppers. So I have found some really cool items. They're going to help us make a very vanilla-like farm, but just a little bit more compact. And we're going to have those going like so. We're also going to add a chest. It just occurred to me that a chest will be very useful in this contraption. It's something I hadn't quite thought of before. There we go. I thought I had some on me. Right, and we're going to put a chest at the end right here. We'll have a double chest, so it'll be nice and easy to access. Now, these hopper ducks are fantastic. They are like mini micro hoppers. The recipe is extremely friendly. You can see it's sort of stripped down. Rather than using 8 pieces of wood, you use 1 and 3 instead of 5 iron. Now here are these micro-like hopper ducks, and you have to have nothing in your hand to right-click on them, and they just do 1 item at a time instead of 5. So they're like pipes, and they're very vanilla-like, which is stuff that I like. You're going to hear me say that word more than ever in this series, aren't you? I'm going to keep reminding you that I like to play vanilla style. So we're going to have to place these facing one into another all the way back to here. So now we've created a circuit that goes up and around. So if we put something into this chest, like some carrots, I shouldn't have probably put all of the carrots in there. They'll eventually make their way up to this chest, which is really cool. But let's say we want to replant some of those carrots. Well, that's when we're going to put a filter in here. So we just put 1 item like that. Can I put multiple ones? Interesting. This is like a filter, but apparently we can store items there. So yeah, now we're going to take our carrots and put them into that dispenser. So you can sort of see what's going on here. With our torturino, we can make whatever's planted grow. We need to harvest it, which is something that I forgot. We'll probably use pistons for that. But we've got our item sort of filtering system sorted out now. So did they not go... Why did that not work? I tested this. That worked before. Why did I choose such an ugly block to build this out of? Hey, it's temporary, but the marble just looks a bit yucky, to be fair, when it's got redstone over the top of it. And I'm quite happy with this, by the way. This is a little clock we've got going on here, and I really like it because it's quite compact for vanilla redstone. And yes, there's probably some fancy block in the game that will do this quicker. Now, when I turn this on, it is going to lag, so let's turn it on. And do you feel that? Straight away, the frames going horrible. Now that's before any of the pistons are fired. That's just from the redstone alone, which to me is really alarming because now my frames are destroyed. So we will try and get this thing to work anyway. Why did that all get tilled? Did the piston heads being above it stop it from being tilled? Ah, looks like I made another mistake. Okay, I found this block called the block breaker. Hopefully that does what we think it's going to do. And by the way, couldn't suss out what's going on with this hopper. It's not based on what item it is. It just seems like this one right here isn't working. So maybe it's like a positional issue. So let's hit that right there. And we're going to hear some clicking. There's going to be some immense lag. And there we go. Okay, right. So now we're going to put some potatoes in here. And are they activating in the right order? Does this thing just work without redstone signal? Because it seems to break it the second it's placed down. Okay, could this be the moment where we have a breakthrough? These block breakers are going to work. They're going to break whatever's in front of them until you power them with redstone. So now we've got to change up the circuit a little bit because of that. And you can see the potatoes have grown. And, oh yeah, we've got to wait for that. So break first. Why didn't you do anything? Do you have to be 1 tick here? Come on now. Oh, it's not my day today, is it? So, good news, the concept works. The frame rate being awful, I don't even know what to say about that. Let's try and get something else running on this now. Ooh, that doesn't seem to be affected by the torturino, does it? Let's give that thing a right click. Let's set the area a little bit bigger. It should reach that, but it looks like it's not reaching it, right? Because this thing just isn't growing. Oh, it's just one problem after another. Anyway, you can see here that the potatoes are landing on the side, and that's just a little bit of loss because slowly this is filling up. But what I've realized is that the dispenser, the hopper behind it, are going to have to fill up all the way before items make their way around and into the chest, which we no longer have because I removed it and I forgot about that. And look at that, we've got a poisonous potato over it. So it's a sort of proof of concept that works, but it is also a little bit iffy. So light level was the issue. You can see that thing grows, but this dispenser don't want to place down those seeds. Oh, Oh, nothing's working for me. Nothing's working for me. And what's worse is this takes so long because your inventory just seems to fill up with items constantly. I think it's time for a break for me. So we're going to go do some exploring and see if I can pick up some of the items we need to get those inventory upgrades. And I want to point out there are a couple of adorable owls over here. Seems like these guys are fairly common and there's probably going to be some sort of item that'll let us pick them up. But the cool thing is they're not really afraid of players. If we go up here, this guy will just hang out and not do too much, will ya? Look at that adorable little chappy. Anyway, I went past the village and got loads of flowers right here, like flax. I think flax is the one that gives you string. We got beetroot seeds for beetroot. We've got some coffee seeds for coffee beans and canola and rice as well. And these are all things we can potentially farm very easily with what I showed you earlier. So when we get back, we're definitely going to be working on that thing again. But I want to get more things out here as well, like cocoa beans, for example. We need that to make the inventory upgrade. And right now I'm just chopping down a tree. That's when I spotted the owls, because we got a big... Wait, I didn't chop down the tree, did I? I didn't do that bit. But yes, we've got a big ocean to get across, and I need myself a boat. Found ourselves a snow biome. Good to pick up some snowballs. We can make a snow golem and farm this when we get back, of course. And check this out, they stack into 64, which is nice and convenient. What's up with this villager? Some strange sort of modded 3-in-1 guy right there. He keeps transforming. No, I don't know how they got grouped up, but check out this chest. Ender Dungeon Finder. Searches out the nearest spawner. That sounds amazing. I am taking that with me. I think we've already got one of those. An Ender Bomb, Ender Shears. So many very cool things right here. We're going to have to take a few of these back with us. Look at that beautiful sight right there. It's a jungle. I must have been exploring for about an hour now. And this means we can get some cocoa beans. Also see a melon, so melon seeds. Getting the basics down. I love doing this stuff, just exploring and picking up the things that you need. And there's one of these over here, which means there might be some more goodies in this chest. And we're back at base. And I'm happy because we have made all the things that we need to make to get our upgrades at last. It has taken me some time. I was a little bit worried we wouldn't get it done before I have to wrap up the episode. And oh wait, I've forgotten something out. Pumpkin pie! I found some pumpkins on the way back and I decided not to pick them up because I had some seeds. So I guess I'm going to have to use the Torturino and quickly grow up some pumpkins. I could stand here all day doing this. We could also put a block breaker here as well when we got a pumpkin farm. This one will be much easier though because you don't need to replant anything. So automation for melons and pumpkins is going to be simple. There we go, 2 slices of pumpkin pie. And finally we get to finish this and find out how good these upgrades are. The first one I know I'm going to love. The second one I got not too much of an idea how it's going to work. So eat to upgrade your inventory. Do I need to have some hunger to do this? No? Excellent. Wow, that made an amazing noise. And if we click on the C button, we get that. I wish it was that by default. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? But that's definitely useful. Now it's time for the second one. Let's eat this and hear another amazing noise. There it is. Unlocked extended inventory. Right. Okay, so it creates a grid here. Fascinating. Right, that's okay. It'd be interesting to see how that interacts with other stuff. Like, what if you want to use a chest? Yeah, you can't see this inventory. So it might be a good idea to keep, like, specific items up here that you want to sort of... Like tools. Tools would go great here because you want to... Oh, that's such a great idea. Hopefully this works with the gravestone thing when you die, right? Because at the moment I've sort of been keeping them in the bag of holding. What we could do is just put all of our tools in that little top section, and then it might be a lot easier to access. You know, you can just swap them off the hotbar and get back to whatever you're doing. So I've simplified the idea here because I've had some problems with automating the refilling of the dispensers, but I'm seeing what you do in creative isn't the same as in survival, and that seems to be with dispensers deciding they don't want to work and some things not working with it. So what we can do is just load up a whole bunch of potatoes into the dispenser, leave this thing running, and then when it's empty we've got a whole bunch more in the chests down the front here, which is a nice way of doing things. And here's what's kind of bothering me. It doesn't work, or doesn't appear to work, with these other non-vanilla things. They're just not growing, so I believe the torch doesn't affect them, and I've tried them on the flax as well, which I really wanted to work because that would mean a nice and easy string farm. And I'm going to guess that beetroot works. Oh no! Actually, it might work. It's the position again. You see what I'm dealing with? I can't figure it out. Like, why does some stuff... I know what it is. It's this block right here. I actually figured that out before. I've made the same mistake twice. Okay, so beetroot works there. Oh, wow, okay. Will we get this stuff as well? Yes, amazing. Okay, so perhaps this is going to be good news after all. And the flax works. Hello, string farm. Awesome. Let's dump a load of that in there. So this thing, you know, still needs improving. I thought it would be kind of done despite its flaws. I want to show you, though, the timer. This thing, really nice and easy to craft. And you can make one of those with basically stone blocks and gold. And then here what you do is you right click on it and you put the amount of ticks that you want it to activate in. So we can actually do about half of this, and you can make it go very, very fast if you want it to. And then this is the way it works basically. Just a little bit of delay between the two. We're using a redstone torch on the top. And oh, this thing's run out again. Let's chuck some more stuff in there. And that's basically the little farm. It's not finished yet, but now we'll be able to farm some materials. I believe the plan was to work on the interiors of our house today. I certainly got sidetracked. That's just the way things go in this mod pack. It's full of wonderful things. And I keep looking at this and thinking, we're not done with this. We can make it better. And I believe perhaps if we resort to having like an individual module for each one, we might have a much better time. One of the problems we have is that the drops will go onto the different blocks on either side, and they sort of end up in different chests. So I'm thinking if we have like the dispenser there and the block breaker to its side instead of being opposite it, then we might be able to power both of those with a single timer and a single redstone torch. And if that's possible, then we should be able to make a very compact little 3x3 module that has the torcherino in there just for that little area, and then we can have one of these that works for each different type of thing that we want to farm, and then we can have a room full of loads of them. And I think that's probably the way to go, but I don't have the time right now. It's been a very long day for me. Sometimes these videos take a really long time to produce and it doesn't feel like it in the video. Today's been one of those days. It's late for me right now, and especially with the mod pack, you're gonna make this not very fun for me, aren't you? Let's run away. Especially with the mod pack, just takes a lot longer to do everything, mainly down to inventory organising. But now that we got this, I think things are going to be a lot better from here on out. So anyway, that is it for me this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. As always, thank you for the support, and I will see you in the next episode. Ciao for now. Hands in the air like you just don't care. Oh, it's so goofy. See you next time. Bye bye.